In the previous lesson, you saw how easily you can set up a site to allow registration and membership. But you might be wondering how you can manage your members and change security settings. You can do this very easily using the Asp.Net Configuration Utility. To begin, open the My Membership sample file from your Sample Files folder. And open default.aspx in Source View. You may need to have a page open in order for the project menu to be available. Now click Project, Asp.Net Configuration. The Asp.Net Configuration Utility starts in a new browser window. Note that you can also access the Asp.Net Configuration Utility by clicking the icon at the top of the Solution Explorer. We're now going to view a list of the existing users. To do this, click Security, either at the top of the page or in the table. As you can see, you could create a user here using the Create User option, but you could just as easily use the register.aspx page on your site. Click Manage Users now. Here you can see a list of existing users. At the moment, there is only one user, which you created in Lesson 9.1. As you can see, you can easily edit and delete the user from here. You'll learn about roles in Lesson 9.9. Next, we're going to look at setting up email settings for your web application. To enable your application to send email, you need to configure its email settings, and you can do that easily using the Asp.Net Configuration Utility. Click the Application tab at the top of the screen. The settings on this page all come from your web.config file. You learned about web.config settings in Lesson 3.13. Most of the options on this page are quite self-explanatory. The Take Application Offline option will take your application offline. When offline, none of the pages or files in the application will be accessible. You'll also notice Application Settings. These are your own custom application properties. You won't use them in this course, but they are covered in the Expert Skills course in this series. Click Configure SMTP Email Settings now. Valid email settings aren't essential for any of the lessons in this course, so you can skip this step if you don't have access to a mail server. If you'd like to set up email anyway, you can use Google's free email service by signing up for a Gmail account at gmail.com. If you are using Gmail, the following settings were correct at the time this course was made, but as with all things on the web, they are subject to change. Server name smtp.gmail.com, server port 587, from your Gmail address, authentication basic, username your Gmail address, and password your Gmail password. Now click Save. Email settings are important if you want to use security features that send emails to the user, such as when the user forgets their password. As well as the other options you've looked at in this lesson, you'll see the Provider tab. As you'll see later in this session, ASP.NET has many controls that automatically interface with the membership database. The Provider is the class that provides all of the services these controls need to function. If you had very specialized membership requirements, you could write your own Provider class, but this isn't usually necessary. The Provider tab allows you to specify an alternate custom provider in these rare cases. Close your web browser now. The ASP.NET Configuration Utility is unfortunately limited in some areas. There are a number of important settings that you can only change by manually editing the web.config file. If you open web.config and look for the ASP.NET SQL Membership Provider element, you'll see that it has settings such as min required password length, which determines how long a user's password must be. The only way to change these settings is to change them manually in web.config. Close Visual Studio now. You've now completed Lesson 9.2. Manage a site with ASP.NET Configuration.